From Delaware's premier television company comes a new and exciting website, Delaware28.com. On Delaware28.com, you can check on the latest updates on all your favorite shows. Around Town, City Scene, Cook to Order, Product Knowledge, and The Tim Paul Show. And now you can also enjoy our live feed feature where you, too, can become a star. So don't delay and get on your computer today and check Delaware28.com. Delaware's premier television programming is now your premier website.
Well, this might be the oldest one we've looked at all day today, and I don't mean the gentleman standing next to me. Now, anybody that goes to the local cruise nights or any local car shows has either seen A, this car, or the gentleman standing next to me. But for those of you that don't know, tell us your name and tell us where you're from.
Well, I'm actually Mac Thomas, and I'm from Wilmington, Delaware, and yes, the car is younger than me. So, and what it is, it's a 54 Packard convertible. That's what they called it, that's what it is. They had an upscale from it called the Caribbean, which is not what this is. This is the standard convertible. However, all the accoutrements, or whatever you want to call it, the amenities of a Packard Caribbean are in this car, including the large engine, the automatic tuning radio, power antenna, power brakes, power steering.
Now, the Caribbean, the other one you're talking about, that one's identifiable because of the painted wheel wells and that sort of thing, right?
Well, yeah, the wheel wells are chrome lined, and also it's a two-tone paint job.
That's right.
Okay, and this one is one solid color, and what makes it two-tone, obviously, is the top.
Okay, now, how long have you had it?
I bought this in 1998. I've had it practically 10 years.
Now, did you do the restoration, or you bought it this way?
It was bought this way, however, the paint job was in very sad shape. It was kind of like crystallized. It was covered with a coating, and it took me about probably 2 years to get all that off, and then last year I had it buffed.
Well, it looks fantastic. It really does.
I was really surprised at how well the paint came up. That paint job is over 30 years old now.
Now tell us a little, wow, 30 years. Now tell us a little bit about Packard and what a little bit about Packard history.
Well, Packard Motor Car Company started in 1899. Their actual last production car as a Packard was in 1956. Up until that time, they were considered one of the finest cars, not only in the nation, in the United States, but in the world. Packards were known all over the entire planet.
Now we looked at a Studebaker earlier, and they partnered up for a while, right?
Yes, they did. In 1954, Studebaker and Packard got together, and this actually is a Studebaker Packard, or a Packard Studebaker car, whichever way you want to say it. And it is the first of that line. I also bought a corresponding 100 share stock certificate. I don't have that with me, but I do have one, and it's been mounted, and it is showing that in early 1954, Studebaker and Packard did merge.
Now, I mentioned earlier when I was introducing you that people might have recognized you. Tell us a little bit more about what you do and where people can see you.
Well, obviously I'm a disc jockey. You're going to see me at car shows around the area. This year has been a little bit slower for cruise nights because of some changes in politics and things, and without going into details, things are working out actually in a way for the better for me, because now I've been able to link up with some promoters and some people that are, into the larger shows and more regional shows, and this has given me an opportunity to work with them. You'll see me this year in Merchantville.
Right.
You'll see me at Buena Vista. You'll see me down at the East Coast Indoor Nationals. I'll be at Downingtown. This week I'll be at Bob Davidson Ford, which is the 10th of May.
And people saw you all the time down at Kahunaville in Wilmington.
Yes, I spent about 3.5 years down there from 2003 until the time they closed. And it was that was a fun ride.
Oh yeah. Now one other thing that you do, and we were talking about walking over looking at the car, is the magazine.
Yes, I'm affiliated with Cruisin' Magazine. I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I sell advertising. I take pictures and write articles, and then I deliver the magazine to about 60 locations now in the Delaware area.
Now in the future, you can look for a link on crazyforcars.com to the actual magazine itself, and you're going to see some information about Crazy for Cars on there as well. Thank you very much for talking to us today, and thanks for bringing the car out.
Steve, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, we couldn't have asked for better weather today down at ChesDel Restaurant. This was a great show, huge turnout. Any of you that are in the area, you got to look at the website. You got to look for this event. I think they're going to have another one later in the year. You got to check it out. Actually, even for the girls, there's a lot of craft stuff down here as well. I didn't know any of that was going to be here, but there's a lot of really neat stuff down here. There's actually some bikes that have shown up for the show. This is a great show. Earlier in the show, we talked about the trivia question. Time for the trivia question. I'm going to tell you what that is now. Any of you that have been watching, last year we did several shows. I want you to go to the website, sign in, and post your answer. 3 shows that we did last year. Any 3 events, you can pick any 3. And just list them by location or what the type of event was. Post 3 events that we did last year, and we're going to draw a winning name from all the correct entries. And that's at crazy, the number 4, carswithaz.com. Be sure to check out the website often. Remember, this is your website. Make it everything you want it to be. Thanks for watching, and check out our schedule of future events that we're going to be at in your area.